Hey everybody, in this video I'm going to be walking you through how to adjust what's called your hand home position on your Casio G-SHOCK Mudmaster Module 5562 watch. So what are we talking about here? This is hopefully something you should never have to mess with. By default, your analog hands on this watch should always match up with your digital time. But you can look in my example and you can see that the time for my digital is 3:50 p.m. but my analog hands are showing, 7:35. So I know that there's something off. Now the things that can cause this, if you drop the watch from a high altitude, it takes a really good bang, or maybe you get near some kind of magnet, it can cause your analog hands to be off. I'm going to show you how we can get these back in sync. So when you do settings on this watch, by default you're always going to press and hold the upper left hand button. We're going to do the same thing for this, but let me show you. I'm going to press and hold the upper left hand button, and it takes us into what's called our adjustment screen. I don't know if you saw it, but it said adjust down there, and we've got this blinking set button. This is where you're going to want to go for most of your settings on this watch. For your hand home position, this isn't where we want to be. So let's get out of this, and I'm going to show you how to get there. We're basically going to do the same thing, but this time we're going to hold it a little bit longer until we see H set displayed down here. When we see that, then we're going to let go of the adjust button. So let's press and hold it. Keep holding it. Don't let go like we normally would. Now that we see H set, we let go and everything's blinking zeros here. H set is being displayed down here. What it's doing now is it's returning the watch to what's called the hand home location, the default home location. Ideally, this will always be at 12 o'clock. Your hour hand and your minute hand should be at 12 o'clock even. If they're not, we need to adjust them back to 12 o'clock, and that should put our analog hands and our digital hands back at the same time. So it's stopped, it's not at 12 o'clock. We're going to use the up or down button to move to 12 o'clock. Now we can do that a couple of different ways. I can make incremental movements by just simply pressing them, or I can hold down the button and just let it go on its own. When I'm ready to stop it, I can press the up or down button to stop it. So give me a second, this is going to take a little bit of time. And we're getting pretty close, so I'm going to stop it, and I'll just make the adjustments now manually on my own by pressing it. That looks pretty good. Now that I'm done, I'm going to press the adjust button. Now we are out of our hand home position settings, and it's setting the time to the current time for our analog hands. Ideally, when we get done here, our analog hands and our digital time should be the same. Now it switched my display to the month and the date, so we need to hit adjustment and look at our time, 3:53, and our analog time is 3:53. So now we've got everything back in sync. Our two times match up. I hope that makes sense. Again, this is something ideally you should never have to do, but in the event that you ever need to get them back in sync, you know how to do it. I hope the video helps. Thanks for watching.